I make about 80% of my business revenue on LinkedIn. And if you think about LinkedIn, a few things might come to mind. Maybe the platform that they told you to get on when you were in college to find a job. You went on there, you applied 50 times and nothing happened. Or maybe your uncle's in sales and he's adding you on there. Or maybe that friend from high school who, they were selling Instagram growth, then they became a personal trainer, then they started a podcast. Maybe they are on LinkedIn, and that is what you think about. But the good thing about LinkedIn is that you don't have to be special to be on there. You don't need, Lamborghinis like Instagram. You don't need to make, little TikToks in your bathroom. You can just get on there and type. And that's what I've done to grow my business, and now to, over 14,000 followers on that platform. But what's the point? The point is there's a way to do it. I started on there as a mechanic, and now I run an entire digital agency on there. So in these next few minutes, I'm going to give you the exact cheat codes to how I do it. And some people don't like the term cheat codes. You can just call them steps instead. But at the end of the day, there's a way to do it, a right way to do it, to build an audience. So whether you want to sell something, or maybe you want to start a podcast like this and gain an audience for it, that can all be done on the platform of LinkedIn. So let's dive in with my friend Josh from the Must Be Nice podcast. You can also find the full episode below in the description.
Yeah. And now you're not a nobody at all, man. I found you through LinkedIn. Your tactics are obviously working. I've heard a little bit about them. You mind sharing them? And because hey, when you see your profile for face value, you think, man, it must be nice to be Ryan, man. Like, look at this guy. He's got so many followers. Everyone, if there's people who dream about making a podcast, and you're doing it every single day for others too, it's incredible, man. Like, what do you do to really spread your passion and generate leads?
To give the context here, there's a pain point that everybody goes through before they start a podcast, which is developing the audience, right? They go through it before the podcast, they go through it during the podcast, they go through it after it never ends building your audience, right? Getting other people to buy into you. And so that is something that I figured out. Like, I figured out how to get 200 followers in a day. Took me 2.5 years, but I figured it out. And so the framework that I use is a comment marketing. So you got 3 ways that you can find people to buy into you, right? You can do cold outreach, right? That's where you just DM people one-to-one. They don't know who you are. You can do warm outreach, where they do know who you are and you're DMing them. Or you could do like ads, right? That's where you just run an ad to a cold audience that doesn't know you. And then you can do content to the warm audience. So that's basically like things that you post that your followers that already know you see, right? So like those are your different ways to get people to buy into you or to figure out who you are. So what I do is comment marketing. So what I do is I take people's posts, basically the same people every day, give or take. And I have already created throughout the years comments that I leave on their posts. And I post these comments at the same time every day, mixing and matching them and changing them around for whatever their post is. And my number one goal is to get as many people as possible to see that comment. But you can't have, a Ferrari with like a tractor engine in it, right? So you can't like write a crazy dope comment, but then have no sustenance to it, no value. So what I do in the comments is I put value in there. I go, these are the steps that I took. These are the things that you can do for yourself. I basically add on to the post, and I offer and add more value in the comment or as much as the post. And I try to match that 1-to-1. That's the growth strategy. I also make comments that are just for me. I type a comment that's just my opinion. I was arguing with a vegan today. Okay. I'm not carnivore. I'm not vegan, bro. I still argue with the vegans. Okay. Like I am human. I am a human being. Okay. And now there's a good lesson to be made there though, is because these folks, like most people, create content for people who are already bought into the message. Right. And so I learned a valuable lesson from talking, and you will do this, is if you start making comments and start really posting your opinion. I'm not talking, hey, Josh, great post. That's bullshit. You will always be that guy if you want to be that guy. There's a billion of you. But if I post like, hey, aren't you creating your own personal hierarchy of who you can kill and who you can't based on if they have a heartbeat or not? Well, that's my question. right? And so now the comment section is friggin' going, dude. And I'm in there. So like, it's not, I don't want to say that I'm not human and I just type these robotic comments. Like I still get fired up about shit, you know, but
I heard you don't even use ChatGPT, right?
I have sparingly. So like, say for example, it's a comment on a very notable figure in history, right? Say it's a post about Abraham Lincoln. Okay.
Yeah.
If I don't have a good comment for that, I'll go to ChatGPT and be like, give me the top 3 craziest facts about Abraham Lincoln, and then I'll craft the comment with that. But I would say I may have used it 5 times out of thousands of comments. Maybe.
Yeah.
And this is me again, not the AI version. Love ChatGPT. Use it here and there for the comments, like I mentioned. And if you want to get deeper into this strategy and this interview to learn more about the business, how to grow your audience, all of that, I'm going to link it down below in the description. Also, if you're looking to start your podcast, we have resources for that below too. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next week.